It's time now to meet this week's National Treasure. And tonight we're meeting Eva Hamilton, the founder of crime prevention charity Key4Life. Now, Key4Life have branches in London, Somerset and Bristol. They've helped more than 500 prisoners and young men at the risk of committing crime to find jobs. They say 2/3 of people who use the service find a job, and they reduce youth reoffending and tackle antisocial behaviour, all-round good stuff. So thank you very, very much. I'm delighted to say that Eva joins me now. There we go. Eva, fantastic. As always, our National Treasure gets a round of applause, a big one. Well done. Fantastic. Congratulations. Congratulations for all the fantastic work that you do. I set up this feature because I wanted to give a bit of credit to people who many people, certainly nationally anyway, wouldn't have necessarily heard of, right? So whether it was going to be some kind of like a lollipop lady who's been active and never taken a day off in 75 years, all the way through to people like you who essentially save and improve lives. So, Eva, thank you. Well done. What inspired you to set up Key4Life?
What inspired me was in 2011, do you remember the riots? And I've been doing this kind of work for a long time, I suppose, for about over 30 years. And in 2011, when I saw children as young as 8 rioting, I realised something had to be done. So in actual fact, I then decided with all my kind of different charities I'd run, I'd put a brand new model together, which I did, a 7-step model, and I took it to New York and I went out to meet gang leaders in Harlem and the Bronx. And amazingly, the gang leaders all said, love it, bring it to America. And I said, no, actually, I'm going to bring it to Bristol. And that's where I started it. And I brought it into a young offenders institution called Ashfield. And I thought I was going to get lots of lovely young 15 to 18-year-olds, but I actually ended up with the toughest gang leaders in Britain who showed me no respect whatsoever for the first half an hour. And then I'll explain in a minute, until I brought the horses in, and I bring horses into prison. And then the same men, children were hiding under their chairs. And I realised at that point, that I had something quite special, actually.
This is incredible. I mean, I've got so many questions. So were you not a bit scared meeting some of America and then, to a lesser extent, Bristol's biggest gangsters?
Yeah, no, I was, I have to say. I think I definitely was, because the kids in Bristol in particular, there was gang warfare going on there.
Oh, right.
So even my pen I brought, they nicked my pen and made it into a weapon. So yes, I was, I would say. But once, yeah.
No, sorry. No, I just, anything that wasn't glued down there, I suppose. No, but seriously, though, what really made you want to actually kind of do this, really? Because this is tough, right? This must take, hours out of your life, have a potential toll, I would imagine, maybe at times, perhaps more so at the start, I don't know, have had a toll on your mental well-being as well. And it's an incredibly selfless thing to do. And some people, don't they, just say, hey, you know what, this lot, lock them up and throw away the key. But you're obviously not like that, are you?
Well, that's kind of you to say that. I would say it was strange, actually, when I was 18. So, yeah, I had, grew up in Ireland, had a fantastic parents, but was very lucky. Went to Mother Teresa's. I started there in the Home for the Dying. And I had what some people would call a calling, that I was never going to make a lot of money and I was here to serve. And I was a pretty wild, wayward teenager at that point. So I didn't really know what that meant. And then 3-4 years later, this woman found me, and she happened to be working for Prince Charles. And Prince Charles very kindly, when I was 23, asked me to set up a program for him, taking business leaders into the inner cities. And it was called Seeing is Believing, and that's where my career really started. So I'd go into the toughest housing estates, homeless projects. I'd even go and meet people, terrorists, you name it. And the Prince of Wales, we'd take him with us, and then business leaders would report back to him. So that's where it all started.
So Prince Charles meets terrorists?
He doesn't meet terrorists.
Oh, OK, right, good. I was just going to say that to me, I could imagine a security team not being too happy with that. But, I can imagine a security team not being too happy with that is what I was thinking. But, OK, right, Eva, we haven't got too much long left, but tell us, if you can, if it's even possible, actually, tell us two things. A, why on earth you've got horses and where do you get them from? But B, also, what's your biggest success story?
Well, I think the biggest success story is getting a load of guys out of prison straight into the city, working in amazing jobs in the City of London. Some of them are in insurance, investment banking. They're doing awesome jobs, having never worked or no one ever given them a chance in their lives before. And I think my only other one is what I'm doing at the moment, which is tackling one of the toughest housing estates in London, White City Estate. And we are currently coming up with a blueprint to tackle knife crime. So I've managed to infiltrate a whole load of gang leaders and gangs, and I've now got them on side with us. And we're now trying to get them into work. Yeah,
brilliant.
And the young ones.
Brilliant stuff. Well, Eva, you got a clap on the way in, and you're going to get a big one on the way out as well. You are this week's National Treasure. Thank you very, very much. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. You're an exceptional character. So thank you very, very much. That was Eva there of Key4Life. Right, OK.